Like I think about 4 years ago, I did a video about some fans being upset at Phil Spencer due to him congratulating Sony for God of War review scores, and there was a big backlash from that. Not the video. I mean, there maybe was. I didn't really think I checked the comments much, but in general, there were some negativity from Xbox fans regarding Phil Spencer and his always congratulating Sony for doing things and things like that. And now he's kind of doing that again. And the thing that I kind of say is, listen, I remember I gave God of War 2018 a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it. And who cares what I review a game at, right? I'm not a professional reviewer. I have a little stupid YouTube channel. And, I review games based on personal opinions. And since that point in time, in fact, I got so much crap for not finishing Knack before I reviewed it that people like flipped out, like I should have been, completely fired from the internet or something. And it's like, listen, when it comes down to Knack or a game, I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm not going to play and force myself to play through a game that is absolute garbage and that I'm not having fun with, because that's not what video games is all about to me personally. Now, Phil Spencer, on the other hand, he's always kind of come across as this guy who just is kind of happy-go-lucky, loves the gaming industry. He's like, oh, hey, thanks to, Xbox, or thanks to, PlayStation. We love PlayStation. We love Nintendo, and it's all good. And a lot of people don't like that, and I understand that, but I also think it's one of those things where you kind of learn to deal with it, and I personally have kind of learned to deal with it. It is what it is, because as someone who got some crap himself back in 2018 for saying God of War was great, people kind of react a little bit differently when it comes to this stuff. So I hope that people kind of understand where I'm coming from when I bring this up. I don't necessarily look at Phil Spencer and go, how dare he do that? There was a particular time back in the day where I maybe would be upset over him constantly congratulating these other teams and things like that. But when it comes to him saying, hey, look, I'm looking forward to playing some God of War Ragnarok, that's my anticipated game. I get that. Do I also get some frustration with Xbox fans because he said that? Yeah, I sympathize a little bit, because, at the same time, there's been no first-party games this year. So he's got, of course, nothing to look forward to on the Xbox side, because they've done nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is going to be a very interesting video. Again, I'm asking you guys, if you watch the video, please like it. I'm looking for like 100 likes on the videos. It's not a ton. I just would like to achieve that goal for my videos. I put them out, 100 likes, kind of keeps me going, keeps me invested. I would very much appreciate that. So I do want to get into this video, the meat and potatoes of it. Let's get started. I've kind of said this before, and I think I'll say it again. Phil Spencer and I have kind of had our differences from time to time, but I don't really look at this as sort of a big deal at all. And I think, I do understand, however, why some people maybe are a little bit upset by this, and, are upset by some of the, comments that he's made about this kind of thing, because it does make it seem like, there's something going on there, or like it stings, because at the end of the day, you have this guy who is the head of Xbox, and his most anticipated game being God of War Ragnarok. If you can't understand why that's frustrating due to the fact that Microsoft has put out virtually nothing from the first party this year, then I don't know what to say. So I can sympathize from that aspect of it, but you have to admire Phil Spencer's genuine nature here. At least I do. So, again, even for me, my most anticipated game for the rest of the year is God of War Ragnarok. So Phil Spencer, his most anticipated game is that. The head of gaming for Xbox has said that his most looking forward to playing Sony's God of War. Spencer revealed his most anticipated game in response to one of several questions posted by the official Xbox Twitter account. The tweet asked respondents to name their first game, last game, favorite game, and game they want to play next, among others. Spencer selected God of War Ragnarok, the upcoming PlayStation sequel, which was recently given a November 9th release date, as the game he's most eager to play next. It's not the first time that Spencer has expressed a desire to play the highly anticipated title, which was originally scheduled for release in 2021 before being delayed, to help Sony Santa Monica deliver a, quote, top-quality game while maintaining the safety and well-being of its team. So, Phil Spencer's first game was Pong, last game was Road 96, favorite game is Robotron 2084. Game he played the most right now, Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels. Game he wants to play next, God of War Ragnarok. First game you'd show a caveman, Lumen's perfect mix of mechanics, music, style, and replayability. So, yeah. Earlier in the month, prior to the game's release date announcement, Santa Monica Studio creative director Cory Barlog urged followers to treat people that make the things we love with some human decency and respect, after some of the game's developer received abuse on social media. So well said, Cory, responded Phil Spencer. Can't wait to enjoy God of War when it comes out, and thanks to you and your team for the amazing work that goes into creating things we love. Thank you. Last year, PlayStation boss Herman Hulst also chose God of War as his anticipated title for this year. While it's unsurprising that Spencer is keen to play Sony's flagship holiday game, it does bring to mind the absence of the confirmed releases in Xbox's own first-party lineup this calendar year. Microsoft said last month that it's on track to release at least 5 first-party games during its current fiscal year ending June of 23. Its most high-profile upcoming releases, Bethesda's Redfall and Starfield, were recently delayed to the first half of 2023, so that makes things all the more tougher on Xbox fans who really kind of are looking for something from the first party to kind of dive into and get a chance to play. So again, like, people are kind of flipping out on Phil for this, and it's something that I'm not really saying is warranted, but I do think that Phil, is he a little bit tone deaf here? Is he not reading the room correctly? I think that's for each individual to kind of decide for himself or herself. And again, that's the thing that most of us have to kind of look at as the deciding factor. Personally, I think that it is, probably not the best news that, this is happening, but I also think that, he's just being honest about it. And above all else, if you're an Xbox fan, you just want this guy to be as forthright as possible. So hopefully that's something that, everybody can kind of jump on and see is like one of the things that we all kind of look at and go, hey, this is really cool to see. And, it's really exciting that Phil is out there making these kind of comments and he's involved and things like that. Because if you look at the other side of things, like, Jim Ryan's not involved with this. He's not talking about his most anticipated games or talking to people on social media. And some people think that's a good thing. I think it's a bad thing. I want whoever's in charge of these gaming things to be gamers themselves, because they're going to know best. I want the people to be, they don't necessarily have to be as sympathetic as Phil, but at least know and be in the know and listen to your fans, interact with your fans a little bit. Phil kind of does that, and that's a fact. Jim Ryan, I think he would probably have people that went up to try to talk to him escorted away or something, So it's a vastly different situation, but I do think that it's, still interesting to talk about this, and so many people are talking about it on social media. It also goes to show that, listen, it's a slow news time, and these kind of stories being in the news showcase that in spades. With that being said, I'll link the article. You fine folks can check that out. Let me know what you think. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.